Hey guys, Tony here. Gonna make this quick video before I actually start running, but I wanted to compare the US 10-year with the DXY and the TLT bonds. The bonds I think are the 20-year. The US 10Y is the yield, the interest, and TLT is the DXY is the dollar, obviously dollar index. Don't track the dollar index. I actually thought, or actually we're still in trajectory for the US 10-year for the yield essentially to keep dropping. I actually thought that the US 10-year looked like it was going to recover strictly because the bonds were actually dropping a little bit in price. And then somebody informed me yesterday that the DXY had a massive pump towards the upside. Let me see. Oh, did I skip that? So DXY, we see this pump right now on DXY. It looks absolutely phenomenal, right? It's right at 93.3. It's at that resistance, but what happened at that resistance? We actually created a bullish trigger with the Stoke already being overbought, and the and the reverse MACD turning bullish, essentially after a bear trigger. And you guys know that as soon as something recovers like that, it tends to push heavily towards the upside, especially when it's overbought so much like this. I think the DXY, see my initial forecast, from the weekly, I'm like, oh, you know what, the DXY is going to drop. No way it keeps running, right? There's a double top. I had so many confluences up here. And I'm like, you know what, it's going to drop down to like 90 bucks. That's what I thought. Nope. Decides to run on the upside. It looks like it's going to close a bullish week again on the Stoke being overbought. So that's definitely not a good sign for crypto or the overall stock market. If we look at TLT, it just had a major push to the upside on pre-market, and it looks like it's going to close the week on a really weak bear momentum, which means that if we do close on the weekly, sometime right here on a bull trigger, I think TLT is going to pop again towards the upside. It's going to break that 50 MA coming down, and it's going to push towards the upside hard. The monthly is still bullish 100%. The weekly might actually close bullish sometime next week, and especially with the Stoke being already overbought, we're gonna see a massive push towards the upside. Even on the daily is still bullish. The daily is bullish. It's been bullish since what? It's been bullish since August 13th. But I would have been bearish on TLT because guess what? It broke trend, come back down. It's gonna come back up, retest that trend line, and then push down. But after seeing the DXY, rally towards the upside, I think TLT is gonna recover and it's gonna move up from here. And also look at the daily. What's about to happen? You're about to have a golden cross on the daily, which is the 50 MA crossing above that 200 MA. And let's look at the US 10-year. Now let's look at the US 10-year, right? The US 10-year. What happened on the daily? Hit that 50 MA, dropped, and it looks like it's going to have a death cross, where the red MA or the 50 MA crosses under the 200 MA. And the bad part is that the weekly was actually bullish, but it looks like it's going to turn bearish all over again. And what's wrong with this? We have the stochastic already being oversold. You guys know that any crypto, any stock, really anything, when something is already oversold, and it decides to push, it decides to give another bear push to the downside, this is when the big moves are made. This is when the actual big moves happen. I can definitely see the DXY from here, dropping all the way to 1.1, and after that going under a 1% yield, which is the scary part, because for the month it's been bearish since July. Since June actually, since June close. It's been bearish since June close, and it's still, headed towards my original thesis of everything kind of dropping after about a year or so, which is right here. And I think we might actually see negative yields on the US 10-year. Again, just a running thesis, not really sure it'll play out, but it seems like this is a possibility, especially because we're still bearish on the monthly. It's just a lot of things are starting to actually show up that are super weird. The SPY rallying, the DXY, the dollar index rallying to the upside. We have TLT making a really big comeback. running over 150. I'm telling you, as soon as TLT closes above 152, I think that's game over. I think we need to close above 152 for it to be completely game over. And I think that would be the final confirmation of TLT running, the US 10-year dropping some more, and the confirmation of SPY actually heading more to the downside. But it just looks like a lot of things are happening that, you know, that might trigger a little bit more scarcity in the market, right? Because again, the video that I released earlier before this one, we already saw that we already saw July do that crossover from bear to bull, right? And I didn't know that. I haven't seen the SPY chart in like a couple of weeks, and I think right now there's a huge possibility of us dropping back down to 420 and possibly even to this previous order block of 337, which was the previous high that we made before that pandemic drop, before, you know, COVID-19 from last year. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I think if we do close bear on the SPY, I think TLT is gonna run. I think the DXY is gonna keep running. The yields are gonna drop, and the SPY is gonna drop heavily. Again, I don't know if crypto is actually gonna fall with this. Last year, all of crypto fell. Every single crypto fell like 60%. And I wouldn't be surprised if I see crypto fall another 60% if the SPY actually drops, because they kind of follow each other. So keep that in mind. This is why I'm a little scared in the market right now, because, and I've been posting these videos for a little bit because there's just a lot of weird stuff going on, right? A lot of kind of condescending charts that aren't correlating, that are supposed to correlate. Some things are overbought, oversold, that shouldn't be. So keep in mind that when things actually catch up to each other, it's gonna be bad. And you know, if things are if you have a chart that's at 10 and another chart that's at 40, you know, that chart that's at 10 has to catch up to that 40 chart really quick. So keep in mind, this might be, you know, a lot faster and a lot worse than some people might think, right? Again, this is just speculation, I don't know, but so far, you know, it's never been wrong in the past where we actually have a bear month close and the stoke is creating clear tops. So we'll see what happens, because things are looking funky, and the dollar, bonds, yields, the SPY, crypto, everything's starting to look like some crazy stuff might happen in the next month or two. So I'll see you guys later.